No. Come on, where is it?
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app here. Any chance you're missing a debit card? Let's get that taken care of for you. With ICCU's card control, you can turn any card off with the tap of your finger.
You got it.
And back on again. Out, 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 out. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
It's the fall kickoff sale at Lithia Ford of Boise. We're going all the way so you can score more for your trade-in and trade up to a new Ford truck or SUV today. Visit Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Welcome to the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show from Bronco Nation News as we get you set for the latest news, insight, and analysis as game time approaches. The BNN pregame show is presented by Lithia Ford of Boise. Check out lithiafordboise.com to view the full inventory of vehicles or check them out at 8853 West Fairview in Boise. All Bronco Nation news broadcasts come from the Western Collective Studios. Head down to Western Collective's locations in Garden City or downtown Boise to try some of their delicious beers, including the Horseshoe Golden Ale, the first beer to support an NIL collective. Now, let's head out and join BJ Rains for the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show from Bronco Nation News.
Well, greetings, Boise State fans, and welcome to Spartan Stadium here in San Jose, where the San Jose State Spartans are 14-2 in their last 16 home games. Boise State in town. It's going to be quite the battle here at Spartan Stadium. We only got a couple minutes with them. I saw him walking by and grabbed him. We got Jay Tust here joining us for a couple of minutes on the pregame show. Jay, you're getting ready for your pregame show. Your first trip here, man. Unique place.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Jay. We'll take.
It's really funny because you've seen it on TV. You play the video game, and I didn't think that it would be worse than I thought, but I'm not going to lie, it kind of is. So the people here are really nice, so we'll take that. The accommodations are good.
We are on the side here where there is no seats. We're right behind the Boise State bench. I did find it a little odd, too. They didn't just switch it up and make the visiting team go on the side where where all the fans are, but they've got us in a nice little cabana here. We'll show you more about that as we move forward. We've only got Jay for a couple minutes here. So, Jay, I'm going to hand you the mic while I make sure everyone can hear us and see us okay. But just your thoughts. I think we're good, but you never know when I can't read the comments from this far away. But just your thoughts on this one. Obviously, a lot on the line for Boise State, but a sneaky good team here in San Jose State.
Yeah, kind of a sneaky good team. I kind of go back to the fact that San Jose State was the first bowl-eligible team in the state of California. Now, that includes UCLA, USC, and programs that are much bigger than the Spartans are. So clearly they've done something right here. And, BJ, I kind of do feel like San Jose State has kind of kicked the reputation of just being the doormat of the Mountain West Conference. I mean, I know it was back in 2020 that they went to the Mountain West Conference championship game, and it's not like they frequently threaten to make that game. But one thing I will say about them is they also now pretty constantly stay out of the cellar. I mean, they leave that for other teams. So they've maintained a program here that, in all honesty, is kind of surprising, given the surroundings, I'd have to say. But they've done a good job of building what they could probably view as success on a pretty consistent level.
And we don't want to say this to kind of make fun of them or whatever. It is what it is. These players had nothing to do with it. But when we go and travel around the Mountain West and some of these places, I mean, it's just just being honest, not as nice as a facility. This is brand new over here. I'm still confused a little bit as to when they built this, the athletic center, just why they didn't incorporate more seats or things. They've got some kind of balcony here, but this used to be a whole thing of seats. And give them credit, Jay. They weren't selling them. It was empty. They said, let's just take them out. Built this facility right up here against. But when we're over in the press box, it's just a very odd look, and I just doesn't seat a lot of folks, and you can see, but I think it kind of lulls teams to sleep. Maybe, I don't know. But like I said, they're a decent team. They're 14-2 in their last 16 home games, 20-5 going back to 2020 at home. Overall in the Mountain West, they're 9-2 in their last 11. So Nick Nash, obviously this passing attack, going to be a huge key tonight. But again, they got 16 takeaways as well, so they're doing some good things on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, they are. I guess the stats that I'll lean on those: Boise State's 15-1 all time against the Spartans. They're 7-0 all time here in San Jose State. Here in San Jose, they've never lost here before, so I like their chances to come in and take care of business. And we said this, or talked about this a little bit earlier this week on the pregame show, or just regular show, I guess, for that matter. BJ, November games are hard to win. Like, style points are nice, but they're not necessary. Right now, Boise State just needs to win. And they got back-to-back road games. A trip to Laramie looms next week, which means get out of here with the win and move on to the next thing.
We saw what Travis Hunter did today. What do you roll your eyes a little bit, but he does have a touchdown on offense, an interception on defense. The social media world was just going crazy for Travis Hunter today. Ashton Jeanty, see that, you think, and come out and respond tonight?
In all honesty, probably he doesn't care, but he'll come out and do his thing either way, right? I get that Travis Hunter's a very good player, but I get to watch Ashton Jeanty every single week, and when I see an interception volleyed to Travis Hunter compared to Ashton Jeanty getting 30-plus touches between the tackles.
It's the best interception we've ever seen, dude.
It's the best interception you've ever seen. Like, and then you get on social media and you're like, wait, that was it? This is what people are going crazy about?
And the 4-yard run.
I mean, anything that Ashton Jeanty does is better than that stuff. I mean,
I do feel, though, that he is strengthening his lead, at least on social media.
Yeah, and does Fox have does Fox have a dog in the fight with this? Like, back-to-back trips or back-to-back weeks, they're putting him on Big Noon Kickoff, and they continue to blow it up out of proportion too. The other ESPN, another network, like, they weren't even talking about Ashton Jeanty in this case. I mean, they mentioned him, but they actually brought up Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel plays quarterback for the number 1 team in America, and Booger McFarland was like, oh, yeah, that team that's way out there, wherever they are, they're the number 1 team in America. I don't know. I didn't think I was going to wake up this morning and fight for respect for Eugene, but, come on now. There's college football out west. Pay attention.
While you're fired up, should I ask you about Danny Cannell's comments, too?
Dude, that irresponsible, reckless, I don't even know.
Tweeted and said embarrassing.
It really is. I'm sorry that if that's your take, I feel bad that that's your take. And maybe
Kansas State and Oklahoma juggernauts.
What? Is this Oklahoma with Baker Mayfield at the helm? No. Oklahoma's bad this year. Kansas State, they're not a bad team, but when has Kansas State football ever been referred to as a juggernaut? And the Big 12 overall, I'm sorry, it's not. Your team plays in it. Your team is 3-6 going into an undefeated team, and if it was on a neutral field, it would be a pick'em. The Big 12 isn't that great this year, in my opinion. So that's just me.
Final thing, Jay. What for your we talked about the matchups and all this, but it feels like it could be a trap game, but it also feels like, as I said with Johnny and Prater on the radio yesterday, Boise State could win this 49-14, and we're going to go, we should have seen this coming. I mean, how do you look at this game? Obviously, for Boise State, a ton on the line, and maybe their toughest remaining game yet.
Yep, maybe. Oregon State is down 14-0 at halftime at Air Force. That's the game that Boise State will play after Thanksgiving. Next week's game at Laramie, they just lost to Colorado State 24-10, and I don't think the Rams are that good. Certainly not as good as they're getting credit for being undefeated in Mountain West Conference play. They played kind of a weak schedule, but just take care of business, man. And I know that sounds cliche and maybe not what fans are going to want to hear, but I know that Ashton's banged up, and I just don't know if you really have the luxury right now to go out and make sure you get your style points. If they come, that's great. But I don't think it's going to be a thing where in the fourth quarter you're just begging to get 2 more touchdowns to put this game out of reach or strengthen a Heisman candidacy or any of that, because there is a bigger picture right now, and that is the college football playoff for Boise State, and that should pretty much mean more than anything at this point.
Jay Tust, KTVB, what do we got coming up 3 o'clock? Where can they our show is average, their show is great, and our show ends right when their show starts. So you can watch our show till 3 and then flip over where and how do they find it?
Way too kind. Your show's not average, buddy. But yeah, KTVB.com, KTVB Plus. We're going to get going 1 hour before kickoff. We'll take you up to when the guys leave the field, try to get you those updates. And one thing we can say, BJ, Roger Carrigan back out at practice last week. I would be really surprised to see him play this week, folks, but soon, as Spencer Danielson would say.
There you go. Jay, appreciate it, man.
Good,
Thanks for stopping by.
Enjoy game day.
Jay Tust, again, you see a live look here at Spartan Stadium. I guess the official name is CEFCU Stadium. Make sure you get those letters in the correct order there. But they're 14-2 in their last 16 games here. And we got a lot to get to here on the Lithia Florida Boise pregame show. Boise State rolling in about 45 minutes ago. Look at the new graphics on the bus now. That's pretty cool, huh? Shout out to Boise State for the new graphics on the bus. Broncos rolling in. Spencer Danielson, not the first one off the bus, but near the front there. He was the third one, I believe, off the bus. But there he is. This way. Switching headsets here as we resituate the set after Jay joined us. Oh, we had the shout out for Bronco Nation News. Let's play that.
Thank you, appreciate it. Go Bronco Nation News, let's roll.
There's Tyler Crow's dad, some of the parents, some of the players. Stacy Collins coming by. Again, San Jose State 12-4 in their last 16 games overall, 9-2 in their last 11 conference games. They're 6-3, the best record out of any state school in California. The first California school to clinch bowl eligibility. Third straight season. You have to go back to 89 to 92, 4 straight seasons where San Jose State had 4 years in a row of bowl eligibility. And again, Ken Niamataolo, first-year coach, and he's got it rolling. And you see your Boise State Broncos coming in, and there he is, the man of the hour, the man of the season, Ashton Jeanty. Again, they can say what they want about Travis Hunter. I got a feeling that Ashton Jeanty saw that. What do you guys think? I think Ashton Jeanty no doubt saw what Travis Hunter did today, and I think he no doubt wants to come out and make a statement. And you may think I'm wrong, and again, I switched headsets, so let me know if you can still hear me okay. But I think he needs a big game. I think Ashton Jeanty, we're going to talk to Brad Bedell here in a couple minutes about this, but I think Ashton Jeanty needs a massive game today to stay in the thick of this thing. Is he a candidate? Yes. Should he be higher on the list? Yes. But the fact of the matter is social media just loves Travis Hunter. A lot of the national pundits were saying all kinds of comments about Travis Hunter today. So, again, I hate to say it, but I think that Travis Hunter is the clear favorite right now for the Heisman Trophy, whether he should be or not. It's Travis Hunter right now. So I think Ashton Jeanty needs to go out and have a monster game today to get back in the thick of this thing. If he can go for 200-plus yards, 3 or 4 touchdowns, couple nice highlight reel long runs, I think that certainly he could get himself back in the mix. But I think he needs one of those 50, 60, 70-yard runs today. I really do. I think that would really, really, really help Ashton Jeanty if he could have one of those big runs and if he could get things going. We're going to have Brad Bedell joining us shortly. We are live here at Spartan Stadium. And again, Boise State getting set to take on San Jose State. I'm just making sure Brad Bedell knows the link was sent. Sorry about that, guys. But shout out to Sky and the media relations staff here at San Jose State. They gave us a little cabana over here on the side. We've got Ethernet. We've got power. The only thing we don't have is a six-pack of beverages to stay and watch the game over here, because this is a really, really nice spot that they must not have sold or anything, because they're letting us have it here for the pregame show. So I can't turn, unfortunately, too much further this way. I can do it real briefly to show you, but with the way the sun is, it would not do good for this camera. But there's the stadium right there. You can see the second level on the side. They've got the press box right there in the middle, and then the press area, and then you can go there. That other end, they have a smaller scoreboard down there. But they've got these seats. There's the other seat right there. And as you can see, here we are right here at Spartan Stadium. They got some palm trees. I mean, you can't really ask for much more here than what they have in terms of the setup for us. So shout out Sky and the media relations staff here at San Jose State for their help getting us set. So we can say what we want about the facilities, the stadium, but the media relations staff has been first class and is really helping us out here. So we appreciate them. Brad Bedell, he is going to join us in a couple of minutes. Again, give us your thoughts. Give us your score predictions. Let us know where you're watching from. I just saw James Ferguson Reynolds' parents all the way from Australia. They are here. Jonah Dalmas's parents, as they are every game, they are here. We saw Tyler Crow's dad. So we got some parents here, some folks here. I know at least one of you is here wanting to meet up, so this show is going to end at 3 o'clock, and I can meet you back here if you want. Whoever it was that commented, back here by these palm trees, maybe about 3 o'clock when we end the show here, if you are interested in coming over and saying hello. We're going to have Brad Bedell join us real shortly. We're going to hear from Spencer Danielson as well. And again, Western Collective, our studio sponsor, the Horseshoe Golden Ale. Hope you're heading over to the watch party, 5 o'clock over in Garden City. Go hang out and watch the game in Garden City at the brewery. They got great food and drink specials. And that's the Horseshoe Collective watch party with BNN. They get a portion of the proceeds. So go support Western Collective, the Horseshoe Collective, and Bronco Nation News over in Garden City at the brewery. Our title sponsor is RoePaint.com, ROEPaint.com. Check them out. RoePaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. Whether it's those concrete coatings, whether it's the interior, exterior painting, they're ready to help you out at RoePaint.com. Hope you enjoyed the Tyson Degenhart show, and man, what a big one for the basketball team tomorrow morning against Clemson at Extra Mile Arena. Looking forward to getting back for that one. Boise State and Clemson on the basketball side. We'll talk more about that on the post-game show tonight, but Tyson Degenhart, ICCU.com. There's a branch pretty much on every corner, but the easiest is that mobile eBranch online banking right there on your smartphone. Check them out, ICCU.com. Matt Bauscher, Bauscher Real Estate, number one ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher. Check them out, Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. And again, we bought and sold our home using Matt and his team, and it was a great experience. So we are very happy and glad that we did. Again, we welcome you in live here to CEFCU Stadium. I'm just going to call it Spartan Stadium. That's what I know it as here in San Jose. And we're going to bring in our man, Brad Bedell. He is back in Boise, going to join us to preview this game. Brad, appreciate you jumping on. How are we doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. It's about 60 degrees, beautiful weather. It's sunny. There's palm trees in the background. I'm trying to remember in terms of your years here at Boise State. I know you guys played them in Las Vegas in the title game during COVID, but I don't remember if you've ever had the pleasure of gracing the presence here at Spartan Stadium.
Yeah, thanks for bringing up the championship games. We can bring up a puppy that got ran over by a car when I was a kid too, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, we had the pleasure of playing there. God, was it 18 when they had that prolific offense? I forgot the quarterback, but I think they had about 400 and some yards rushing, and it was a bit of a shootout. But they redid that stadium, so that building and all that wasn't there when I was there. Those were stands.
Yep, very unique. And we're actually over in one of those little cabana areas doing the show right now. Very unique stadium. No seats on the other side. I mean, they weren't selling them, so I guess they said if we're not going to sell them, might as well get rid of them and put.
Well, they don't sell the rest either, so you can get rid of those too.
We'll see.
I'm not being a jerk, but I mean,
what do you make though?
fact.
Okay, so with that said, the atmosphere today, it's a beautiful day, but again, they only had 17,000 for their last home game. It's just a weird place. A lot of these players kind of walk in and are like, "What is this?" But again, you look at the stats. They're where's the number here that I'm looking for? They're 14-2 in their last 16 home games. I mean, teams come in here and get lulled to sleep. They're 14-2 in their last 16 home games, and they're 20-5 in this stadium dating back to 2020. For some reason, I know they've had some decent teams too, but teams just come in here and it becomes some sort of trap game, and there's no atmosphere and energy. And how does Boise State try to avoid making that 17-2 for San Jose State here today?
Well, I think you got to rely on yourselves, right? I mean, they played at Hawaii. That wasn't much of a stadium. So, I mean, you have something to reflect off of. But, I mean, it's bigger. It'll be quiet. You got to kind of rely on your own energy. I think the coaches got to bring energy. They got to rely on that a lot. And then the players start fast, have some momentum, and don't let go of it. Just don't. If you're going to walk in and you see a bunch of mistakes early and things like that, and there's nothing to get excited for. So now you got to flip the momentum on your own, and it takes a special person to do that. And I mean, I'd love to see him take the ball and march right down, go 7-0, and then have a quick turnaround, maybe some incompletions. Something they're going to try to isolate the wide receiver. I'd love to see him come out with a couple of attempts with no completions. Now that'll get some juice going. A big hit. Something like that, just to get some type of energy if that stadium's not bringing it. Which
I don't think it will be. You never know. Boise State will have a lot of fans here, I think. But I think I talked to you. I think I talked to you about this some on Wednesday. But Nick Nash obviously leads the nation, as you said, in receptions, in touchdowns, and in yards. I mean, he's the Triple Crown leader right now at receiver. But he plays out of the slot, so he's different than a Ricky Williams or a Jalen Royals. I know you're an offensive coach, but what is it about a guy in the slot that is harder to cover, and why do teams just have safeties cover him? Why do they not just tell Amari and McCoy, just move over, we're going to have you take him today? By the way, the largest plane I've ever seen is landing. I don't know if that's Air Force One or that's we have a 4-engine double-decker, the Brad Bedell private plane or something is I don't know what airline that is or what that is, like Qantas Airlines or something. That's one of those wow. Sorry, I didn't realize this airport is the planes are flying right over the stadium, so that's going to be I feel like I'm at Shea Stadium or something. That is unique, but all right, sorry. Wow, I don't know.
So everybody that's watching this show and listening, have you ever seen that cartoon where you got a golden retriever and it says squirrel?
It's Atlas Air. Let's see if I can get it on here for you. Here we go. There's the plane right there. We got 2 levels, 4 engines. It's Atlas Air. I don't know if it's what that is or not, but there you go. Look at that camera work. Look at that plane. How close it is there. Look at that, Brad. Look at that, Brad. You can't find that anywhere else other than the Lithia. That's what Lithia Florida Boise pays for right there. The Lithia Florida Boise pregame show here on Bronco Nation News. All right. We were talking about
flip the corner. Yeah, I don't know why people cover them with safeties. Just flip them. Crying out loud. Put the corner inside. I mean, there's ways around it, especially if you're going to motion the backfield out. You're going to bump everybody, and you're going to get a linebacker on him. I mean, or you can roll to him, play some 4, you can bracket him, but the problem is then your post is going to be wide open because the middle of the field's open. So if you roll to him, have the safety down, you can have, if they're in 3-by-1, have the Mike linebacker, the nickel, and the safety, have everybody watching him, and keep the middle of the field closed, right? Yeah. Or if they're going to line up base stuff and just line up and go, you can switch them. I've seen some corners go inside, and say, hey, you got it. Wherever he goes, you got it. Now, the issue with that is there's some coverage differences, especially in zone. So those corners, and then if they're going to do that, you should run right at the corner, run right at that slot, and hand the ball off and make that corner tackle. So there's positives and negatives of both. But if you're really trying to shut him down in the passing game, I think you got to change coverages, roll to him, play some 2, mix and match some things, pressure the quarterback, okay, take some pressure chances and things like that. And then when you When he catches the ball, make him pay. If he goes over the middle, make him pay. Things like that, be physical on him. If he's trying to block you in the run game, you absolutely demolish him. Just make it a physical game to try to take him out of what he wants to do. And if you're physical with wide receivers, they have a tendency, not all of them, but they have a tendency to really not like it.
Well, he's got a receiving touchdown in 9 consecutive games. And by the way, I know that the lighting's not great. I apologize because it's shining right in our eyes. But this, you can see in the background, Boise State with the orange pants going through some early warm-ups, some stretching, receivers throwing the ball around out there. We're still about 90 minutes away, a little over 90 minutes away from kickoff. But there are players out here starting to loosen up and get ready there on the field. Brad, Ashton Jeanty. I want to talk about Ashton Jeanty for a second because we talked about him before you came on. We all saw what Travis Hunter did today, and a lot of people were loving that on social media, what he did with the interception on the ball tipped right to him.
That's a joke. I watched the whole game. He did. Come on. I watched the game, and Travis Hunter's a hell of a football player, but the ball tipped right up in the air, and he got it. Okay, his rushing touchdown, the first in the career. Tackle him. For crying out loud!
I thought you were going to say you were going to say give me a break, like I was being too. I need to give Travis Hunter more props. You're saying
no, I don't. I think
he's getting
Travis,
too much love on social media for what he did.
Come on, if you listen to the big noon guys doing the game, you would have thought the guy was going to walk on water.
Exactly.
I mean, I get it. He's a phenomenal athlete. He's the best athlete in college football. Let's not get it messed up. I mean, what he does offensively, defense, it's awesome. He does a great job. He also got burnt deep on a 9 route for a touchdown. Okay, so there's ways of looking at it, and they want to say that he's the best athlete. He's a phenomenal athlete, but I truly think Colorado may have somewhat of the same record with him if they didn't have him. Boise State would not be in the position they have if they did not have Ashton Jeanty. I'm sorry, not having.
Okay, well, do you think Ashton Jeanty saw any of that on social media? Do you think I know he's always motivated, but is Ashton Jeanty come out tonight? And first of all, do you think he has a big game? And is it anything in response to that? And two, I think, right or wrong, I think that Travis Hunter is now the favorite just because of the social media love, what everyone is saying. I think Travis Hunter right now is the favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. I personally feel like Ashton Jeanty needs a big game, and in particular needs one of those 50, 60, 70-yard touchdown runs again to get himself all over social media. I think Ashton Jeanty needs a big game to stay in the thick of this, near the top of the Heisman race. Am I crazy, or does he need to have a good game tonight?
No, he needs to have a big game every week. He needs 2 reasons. Number one, he needs a big game for Boise State to win. I mean, this is not a rollover offense that San Jose State's putting on the field. It's explosive. And you need Boise State's top explosive play to match that. So he needs that for Boise State 1. I mean, just to win the game. 2, he needs it for the Heisman race. I agree with you. But, I mean, I don't think he's motivated by Travis Hunter. I think he's motivated because he thinks he's the best player in college football. I think like a lot of people agree with that. Some people don't. And that's the greatest thing about it. But I'm not taking away from Travis Hunter. He's a great athlete. Sure. Jeanty's a phenomenal athlete. He's the best running back in college football. Guys, it's not, hold on. This goes back to Charles Woodson era when he won it in Michigan, right? Trust me, I played against that team when I was at Colorado. He was a 2-way guy. He got it. It's not a running back award anymore. It's not. You're going to the top wideouts and the quarterbacks. But it doesn't matter. He's the best. He's in the argument. He's 1, he's 2, depending on the list. But I'll tell you this right now. Jeanty needs a game for Boise State to win. If they shut down the run game and they're flubbing around on offense and the quarterback's not producing like he did versus UNLV and in other games, you're in for another shootout.
And Maddox Madsen has in his history bounced back from subpar games with solid games. So you mean that's kind of been his MO. When he's had a quote-unquote bad game, he has rebounded. So if you're a Boise State fan, you've got to hope that trend continues. That was just an off night for Maddox Madsen, and he figures it out and has a much bigger game this week. But again, don't forget San Jose State's pass defense. They're number 2 in the nation with 16 interceptions. So, he threw the ball around a little bit, only got credited with 1 interception, could have been 3 in that game last week against Nevada, and now he's facing a team that's literally number 2 in the nation, 16 interceptions through 9 games. So they certainly need Maddox Madsen to play well, and he's going to have to complete a pass to more than 1 wide receiver, Brad Bedell. He only had completed passes. He had some to Matt Lauder, but only 1 actual receiver, Cam Camper, caught passes in the game. It's hard to win when you do that.
Yeah, you got to spread the ball around. Your wideouts need to get the ball. I agree with you 100%. Because, I think Matt Lauder is great at 4 to 6 range, maybe some explosives. He's had a whole lot of explosives consistently, but you need to get the chunk plays. And relying on Lauder to get those chunk plays right now is tough. It's tough. So I would expect some guys to step up right now and create some explosives for him. I think the expectation is for Maddox to step up. I mean that's the way it is. You want to play quarterback at Boise State, you better step up after a bad game, and that's the expectation. And I feel he will. I've been a fan of his since they announced it, and I truly think he'll come out and play good quarterback play. That doesn't mean he's going to throw the ball for 410 yards because he doesn't need to.
Yep.
It's a strong, don't turn the ball over, okay? Make good decisions.
Yeah.
And the last thing is, when you got to convert on 3rd and 6 plus, you got to convert. And 3rd down right now is going to be a big night. It's always a big night, but I think that offense has got to stay on the field to keep San Jose State's explosive wide receiver off the field.
I can't see if they haven't come out yet in terms of the whole group, so I can't tell. Roger Carrion, I don't think is going to play today, but he has at least been back on the practice field, I believe, and is getting closer there to possibly being back in the next week or 2. But what do you make of this O-line? I mean, early in the season, so much praise. Last couple of weeks, been tougher for Jeanty to have the big runs. I mean, Madsen's still only taken, 1 sack, I think, in the last several games. But overall, what do you make of that group? And I know you were out of town last week. Maybe you haven't studied every snap of every, of the last game. But they, some guys have been out, and Hall Schmidt was in and out, and Steele, I think, has been out at center some. I mean, you can only absorb so many losses. It'll be great to get Carrion back, but what do you think the last few games of the O-line's play?
Well, I think the O-line's got to cut down on some of the backside penetration that's been happening a little bit. They got to really be effective versus D-line movement and edge pressures, and I think that's been a little bit of an issue. But I still think the praise is still due. I think Keene's done a hell of a job. I don't expect the young man to come back because I don't know what the injury was, but if it's a lower leg injury, you got to realize this. Those don't come back. O-linemen don't come back as fast because, remember, you're 297 pounds and you're still going to change direction. So we'll see what happens with that. I think they need to play a more physical brand of football right now, and just smack them in the mouth and have great foot drive, great leverage, bring the hips. And when you're got your double teams going, I want to see. It's going to be real interesting to see if San Jose State's going to continue to play soft in the linebacker position, or are they going to be more penetrators and get the guards, get the tackles off the double teams to create more of a one-on-one situation. And if that's happening, then they got to exit. They got to cover second-level defenders up, and they just got to give a seam for the running back. And once, obviously, it's been shown when Jeanty gets a seam, he can bust it. We just got to go back to creating that seam and getting to second levels and being physical and reestablishing the line of scrimmage. And I know that's a lot of BS O-line coach talk, but it's a fact of the matter. It's can one human being move another human being half a yard? And that's what it comes down to. It's a want, and especially 2-on-1. You should see people obliterated. And I expect that tonight.
He's Brad Bedell for a couple more minutes. My name is BJ Rains. You're looking live at Spartan Stadium, now known as CEFCU Stadium as Boise State gets set to take on San Jose State. I have moved out of the frame so you can you'd rather see the warm-ups and see the great scenery than see me sitting in the chair. But Brad, let's go back to the defense for Boise State for a minute. And the pass defense has obviously been a concern. We've been here hyping up Nick Nash and rightfully so with what he does, leading the Triple Crown right now in terms of wide receivers, just putting up video game like numbers: 86 catches, 9.6 catches per game, 13 receiving touchdowns, already 1,156 receiving yards. His average game, guys, is 9.6 catches, 128 yards, and a touchdown. He's literally getting about 10 for 130 and a touchdown every single game. He's only the third player since 1996 to have 50-plus receptions, 8-plus touchdown receptions after 4 games. He's kept that up. My question here is, the last time we saw Ricky White, we've seen some of these teams that like to throw the ball. Brad, Eric Chenander has dialed up the blitzes, dialed up the defense, and not let the quarterback get comfortable. We saw it with John Mateer against Washington State, where they had the 7 or 8 sacks or whatever it was. Do you see Boise State trying to do some things in coverage to kind of slow down Nash, or do you see Eric Chenander, as he has a good time this year, really dialing up some pressures here?
I really think he's going to dial up some pressures to get the quarterback thinking. I think because remember, if you're dialing up the pressures and you're mixing that up, you're changing coverages, right? So if you're changing coverages and you're hitting the quarterback and making that quarterback squeeze on that ball a little bit longer, you're going to see the quarterback get flustered and make some bad throws. A lot of people have said it in the past, and I agree with this. It's pressure and confuse the quarterback. Okay, I mean, I've heard that goes back to National Football League days. If you could pressure the quarterback, okay, and just keep him throwing off of his back foot, not let him step into anything and hit him, they get flustered, right? And now on top of that, if you're mixing and matching all the coverages with pressures, now it's like, okay, we're playing 2. I'm good. Oh my God, they rolled a 1. Okay, that's 1 read's gone. Go to 2. 2's covered. 3, hit it. So I think that's the one thing that's going to be important tonight, and I think Chenander's done a great job in this type of environment. Is he has a history of it. At UCF, he practiced against it. Scott Frost, you had to do all kinds of things to that offense because it's built off of speed. All those offenses that he had to practice against all those years are built off of speed at the wide receiver position. And so I think that he's kind of in his wheelhouse with this. The young man's going to get yards, guys. He's going to have an explosive throw catch. It's going to happen. You're not going to shut the kid down. And if they do, that is unbelievable. But I think that if he comes out of the game with 85, 90 yards, something like that, they've done a heck of a job against the kid. But you got to mix and match and hit the quarterback. And then when you're not pressuring, you gotta rely on the front 4 to get there. That's another important thing. If you're just sitting back there playing coverage, your D-line, you're feeling real confident that they're going to get to the quarterback, or he's just going to dial you up. And you're going to come out of that game and the kid's going to have 300 yards reception yards. You just can't. You got to mix and match on it. You can't leave the D-line to get all the pressure all the time, because it puts your defensive backfield in a really tough situation.
We talked, Brad, I think Wednesday, about the BYOJ, or whatever you want to call it. Bring your own juice, bring your own energy. I mean, we kind of touched on it at the beginning. Not many fans going to be here probably, or at least not as many as Boise State is used to playing in front of. You've been a part of a lot of teams. A team, in a similar spot. I don't know if it was a CFP bid on the line, but just you win and you're in. And these last couple games are going to be the hardest games for Spencer Danielson to keep these guys focused, keep these guys locked in when they can just already kind of taste that Mountain West Championship and CFP bid. I mean, these games still matter, and this one tonight might be the toughest one left. What's that like for a coaching staff for Spencer? I know we touched on it, but what's that like trying to make sure that these guys are as locked in now as they were against Oregon?
Yeah, I think that's going to – I don't think you have to worry about it with the players a little bit. I think it's nice to go on the road, too, to kind of get away from Boise and just have the team surrounded by themselves. I've never thought that was a bad thing, especially not in an environment you're going to have 60,000 people and crowd noise is going to be a huge problem. But you kind of get back to that away hotel where it's just them. It's just the team in that ballroom. And it's you don't have a lot of the parents outside. You don't have it's just you guys. And I think it comes at the right time. I think that, with Spencer, it's, we got to bring our energy. You got to bring this, you got to bring that. That goes to the head coach. But as the O-line coach, like Keen, or if I was doing it, I would simply just go, hey, guys, there's an expectation in this room. And that is you to physically kick the ever-living dog you-know-what out of them. And I expect that to happen. If you don't, I'm just going to pull you. Okay? That's as simple as that. It's you are going to come out here and you're going to whoop their butt. And if I see something different, I'm going to get the next man up. Do they have that luxury right now? Maybe not. But a little shot across the bow never hurt anybody. When you're going into a game like this, I expect you guys to physically dominate this game. And if you don't, there's going to be a lot of problems.
We got folks checking in. Carl Link, Brad, is watching from, Alaska, Wasilla, Alaska. Appreciate you, Carl, for joining in. We have folks all over the United States, the world, chiming in. Let us know where you're watching from, your score predictions, your player of the game, your thoughts. And I know Brad doesn't agree with me, but Kansas, I think, is going to help out Boise State tonight and get a big win over BYU. I think that all of Bronco Nation would love to win this game and then flip over and watch KU knock off BYU and improve their chances at the number 4 seed and a bye. So we'll be monitoring that game on the pregame show. But, Brad, final thing for you, just your final thoughts, your keys, what you want to see, what you think you'll see, final thoughts. Obviously a big game here for Boise State.
BJ's like a Cleveland Brown fan, just praying that they win a game. So then, no, it's not going to happen tonight versus BYU, but I wish all the best. What do I think? I think it's the same old, a little bit like third downs, all that, but I would say a little bit something different. I'd love them to come out. And, I've always said come out early with a play action or something like that. No, hammer them. Just absolutely put the ball down, snap it, and let's beat their butt. Let's just do it. Let's put everything away. We're not going to get cute. We're literally just going to hand the ball off, and we want to know if you guys are going to match our physicality tonight. And I'd love to see that, just to make an absolute presence of this is what's about to happen. And if you guys can't man up, we are going to win by 30. And we're going to run the ball right up your throat. And then defensively, dial up a couple of pressures early, get the quarterback smoked, and then now they can come back and do the mix matching the coverages like I was talking about. But I think this is an overall physical football game that Boise State can take over. I really do. I don't see, and I think Ken is an unbelievable head coach at San Jose State now. He loves a physical brand of football with a triple option and things like that. But anybody likes to throw the ball all over the lot, things like that. I think you got to get down and dirty with them. Go 13 formation, 12 formation, and just hammer them, and then see where they're at. Are they tough enough to hang in there? And if they are, you're going to have to open it up a little bit. But if they're not, you're going to have an unbelievable night, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, you touched on it, but starting fast would be key tonight. You don't want to let San Jose State kind of get a lead and hang around and think they have a real chance to win this game, right?
Yeah, it's like, it's you never – anybody like a dog, when a dog's down, you take it out. You know what I mean? It's like when the team's down or the team's doubting themselves, you put your foot on their throat and you end it. It's just the way it is. It's the nature of the game. And right now, if you let anybody hang in, it's just like, God, I think we got a shot. We just need one play. And then if something goes bad, now you're just scrambling. It happened last week, right? So now San Jose State, they're thinking we're gonna beat them. This is great. In the back of their mind, they're thinking, God, this is going to be really hard. Well, don't give them that shot. Don't even think about it. Just go in there and just put your helmet right in the screws, put them on their back, and then do it again and again and again. Then you look up and you're like, okay, we're up by 21. Let's get up by 40 and we're going to be okay.
On a lighter note, Brad, before I let you go, did you watch the Mike Tyson fight last night?
Of course I did. I was a huge Mike Tyson fan. And I told, because we had some friends over, we watched it. And when he took it, I was like, oh my God, he's got a knee brace. He's in so trouble. But I mean, it wasn't that great. It wasn't a fight. I mean, it was disheartening because you hate to see that because you watched Mike Tyson in his prime. It was the funnest thing of all time.
Father Time is undefeated.
Yep. But you know what? He also probably went home about $30 million richer, so I don't feel that bad about him.
No.
I mean,
Brad, we
not to mention what the guy makes in the weed business. So
yeah, we appreciate you on a Saturday for jumping on. Enjoy the game, and you can send me that text about 10:30 when Kansas is up 17 on BYU, and you can say, you know what, brother, you were right, I was wrong, because Jayhawks are going to get it done tonight.
Okay, if that doesn't happen, the first 10 minutes on the Wednesday show is going to be really bad.
Well, I mean, I'm trying. I'm trying to help Boise State fans out here. We've been playing better than the record may suggest. And again, why is the spread only 2.5? Why is the spread 2.5 when BYU is undefeated, ranked 6th, at home, at night? Kansas 3-6. They stink. Why is the spread 2.5? Vegas is begging people to take BYU because they know something. And then when there's a weird spread and something's weird,
you're right.
Weird usually happens. So I don't know. We'll see.
I'm not going to argue with you there. You got a point there. But
I'm hoping
it was really cool. Hey, by the way, it was really cool that Texas took a knee on the plus 20 to end the game when all they needed was a field goal to cover by half a point. That was really cool.
Yeah, you may sound like someone. No, you know somebody that may have been impacted by that. Yeah,
God, my neighbor. I heard him screaming from there.
Brad, we appreciate it, man. Great stuff. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday, man.
I appreciate it.
There he is, Brad Bedell. Appreciate him for jumping on. We're gonna keep rolling here. We got live look at warm-ups. We're in no hurry, but do want to thank a couple more of our sponsors at Ridley's at Family Markets. Shop Ridleys.com. Check them out. Ridley's Family Markets, locations across the state of Idaho, the surrounding states. And again, download that Skip app. Save up to 40% off at the checkout line. TheSpaTeam.com. Snake River Pool and Spa Patio and Game. They've been around since 1978. They're part of the Boise State home team. Check them out. Locations in Twin Falls, Boise, Meridian, Nampa. Again, whether it's a pool table for the game room, a sauna, whether it's a spa for the back patio, they got it all. You can go and view one of their locations or check them out online at thespateam.com. Lithia, Florida, Boise. The weather is getting cold. That ice, that snow, the bad driving conditions, it is coming. Make sure you have a all-wheel drive or a four-wheel drive vehicle from Lithia, Florida, Boise. They can, whether it's the F-150s, all the different options they have, the Escapes, the Explorers, they got you covered there at Lithia, Florida, Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho. Again, check them out online. View that full inventory of vehicles at LithiaFordBoise.com. Taco Bell, TacoBellWorks.com. Check them out, TacoBellWorks.com. They are hiring. We had fun doing our show over there on Thursday. And, again, we appreciate them for their support. They have great food. They're hiring, as I said, and a lot of great reasons to go support the folks over at Taco Bell. We want some of your voicemails. Get them in for the postgame show. Signature Roofing, the voice inbox, speakpipe.com/BNN. Let's get 5 voicemails on the postgame show. Can we do that? We'll have a giveaway or something if we can get 5 postgame voicemails. Speakpipe.com/BNN. It's very easy and quick. You just leave a voicemail. It's as if you're calling in to like the postgame radio show. Give us your thoughts on the game, a question, whatever you got on college football, Boise State, Jeanty, whatever you got. Get it in on, and you'll have about 30, 40 minutes because we have to go do our interviews after the game, and you can get those in on the Signature Roofing voice inbox. All right, we talked about it, but again, if those of you that joined us late, here's this setup here at the stadium. You see some seats on the left, and then the far side, that's where we are. That's the Boise State sideline. I'm going to pause it for a second. No fans on that side of the arena or the stadium. This is their athletic department complex, some of the offices and things. They do have some, looks like at least some boosters and things kind of on the patio here, but for the most part, no fans, nothing. It's going to be very quiet over here on the Boise State sideline, and it's going to look very unique as Boise State, on TV, as Boise State sideline with no fans behind them, no nothing. So only have fans on 3 sides. The scoreboard down to the right that you're about to see is a smaller scoreboard as well. So it is a very unique stadium here at what's the official term here? They're calling it CEFCU Stadium. I'm still calling it Spartan Stadium. That's what it's always been to me, Spartan Stadium. And again, boy, I keep saying again, and I didn't know I realized it till the guy said it. And now that I know that, I keep saying it even more. So I apologize again for saying again, and I will work on that. We're taking some of your comments, some of your questions. We're going to hear from Spencer Danielson here in a minute as well. Randy Stevens saying Hunter is a joke. They're counting snaps as a stat for the Heisman for him. Yeah, that is a little bit unique. I thought today he had a solid game, though. Obviously had an interception. You can say it was tipped, whatever. But in terms of helping his status, a touchdown and an interception in the same game is going to do a lot for him. It really is. So I think Ashton Jeanty needs to have a monster game today to get himself back into the heart of the conversation here for the Heisman Trophy. Oregon State killing our strength of schedule in the TV deal right now. I believe they are losing to Air Force. Somebody can let me know what the score is, but I know they were beating them pretty badly. Air Force shutting out Oregon State, according to Surf City Bill. There's some comments here on the Mike Tyson fight. Wow, how's it going, Lee? Watching from Berlin, Germany. That is awesome. That just shows you the power of Bronco Nation News, the power of YouTube, and the power of the Boise State brand, that we've got folks watching live from Berlin, Germany right now here on the Lithia, Florida Boise pregame show, so we appreciate that. I'm going to keep showing you warm-ups, but let's hear from Spencer Danielson for a few minutes. We're awaiting the linemen to come out for Boise State. Here they are right here, actually. Let's see if we can see if Roger Carrion is with that group. I am looking to see. I do not see him right now. Do not see Roger Carrion among that group, but I know he is getting a little bit closer, but don't see Roger Carrion. Don't believe he is going to be back tonight for Boise State. But, again, keep letting us know your score predictions. We'll try to find it's 21-0, they're saying, with 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter. All right. I'll try to come up with a gift card or something. Let us know if you can give us your score prediction, a bold prediction, whatever you got. Give us something, and we'll try to find a gift card for whoever can get the closest on the closest score prediction, closest bold prediction, whatever you got. Let us know, get it to us, and we'll get that to you on the post-game show. So we got some fans watching the show, walking by, some family members, players' families. So it's there will be a lot of Boise State fans here, I believe, it looks like. So, again, any bold prediction you got, score prediction, Ashton Jeanty's stat line. How about that? Give us Ashton Jeanty's stat line, what you think that might be, and whoever gets closest, we'll see if we can scrounge around a gift card or something for Boise State. So let's keep showing you warm-ups, and let's hear from Spencer Danielson, Boise State head coach, here on the Lithia, Florida Boise pregame show.
That's great. Well, guys, always appreciate you guys taking time to come out. Proud of our guys' work this week. We got some, just like anything, guys are banged up, and we got to continue to live in the training room and get our guys healthy, and that's no different than San Jose State, no different than Wyoming, no different than the rest of these teams we got to finish out playing. But this is the most important game of our season. And Jonah Dalmas spoke to the team this morning and hit that same thing, like nothing else matters. It's our work, and it's us earning the right to play our best against San Jose State. And we know it's a big-time test. And like I've been open about, Coach Niumatalolo does a phenomenal job. They've got a bunch of talent in all three phases. They're undefeated at home this year. And I know when Boise State comes to town, that place will be packed. We know we're going to get their best. So we've got to do our job and make sure we earn the right to play our best Saturday afternoon. But I'm proud of our guys this week, man. They've had great urgency in practice, and we're getting better, which you need to. We got to play much better from game 9 to game 10, and hopefully after this game we play a really good game 11, right? You're always trying to continue to learn and grow. But I'm proud of our team, man. Their mentality's in a good place. And a big thing I hit our team on is enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. Yes, there's things outside and different things that pull at you. No different for coaches. Enjoy the journey, man. This team will never be the same. Every year is a new year. Every week's a new week, but every year is a new year. Enjoy this journey together, man. Enjoy the time with your teammates. Enjoy the time. Enjoy the grind, man. Enjoy this life. Like, you can smile and have fun doing hard things. Like, it's not, oh, here we go again. And that's what you battle at this time of the season. But I'm proud of our guys the week they put in. We know the test at hand. On special teams, we know we're going to get attacked a lot. They've done a really good job in their fake game and all, really, especially in punt and field goal. We know we're going to get a fake, and we've been working those to make sure we're dialed in. Defensively, continue to watch their defense. They fly around. They're elite at creating turnovers, especially interceptions. and they put a lot of strain on you in regards to their fronts, a lot of different looks. And then offensively, I mean, when you're playing the number 5 passing offense in the country, you got to be ready to go. And they're explosive in the run game, because if you sell out too much for the pass, they got a really good running back, number 0, that can really hurt you. So they do a really good job mixing it up. They're going to slow the tempo down. They're going to really take it all the way down the play clock, so the coordinator can talk with the quarterback and make sure they get in the right look. And they're going to make this a less possession game than we're used to, which is smart. And so we know that we got to execute in all 3 phases. We know we're going to get a really good San Jose State team, so we got to be ready to go. Nick Nash is the best receiver in the country. That's not my opinion. That's his stats. And so our safeties got to do a really good job. We got to know where he's at all times. We got to do a good job playing together.
As the season goes along and you guys keep winning and getting closer to those season-long goals, does that?
There's Spencer Danielson. We'll cut him off there. I want to hear from Maddox Madsen briefly as well. You see the field behind me again. Appreciate San Jose State and their media relations department literally giving us basically a cabana here. So all we're missing, as I said, is a few beverages, and we can just hang out and watch the game right here. Perfect seats right above about 20 feet from the Boise State sideline. So great setup here, and we're very appreciative to the folks over here at San Jose State for helping us out. I do want to hear from Maddox Madsen. A lot of your score predictions are coming in. We got 204 yards and 3 touchdowns. We got 232 and 4 touchdowns. Vincent, if this happens, I'll give you a subscription to BNN for life. 900 yards and 10 touchdowns. Trevor's got 26 carries, 282 and 3 touchdowns. That would be a pretty nice game if he can get to 282. Clint's got 225 and 3 touchdowns. 214 and 3 touchdowns. A lot of you guys think he's going over 200 today, so that would certainly be big and certainly be needed. 266 yards and adds another 48 receiving yards. 26 carries as well. We got 278 and 4 touchdowns is the prediction here. So 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. A lot of Ashton Jeanty love coming in here. You guys are expecting a massive game from Ashton Jeanty. And wouldn't that just be great? I mean, all the talk on, Ashton Jeanty and all the talk on Travis Hunter today. And if Ashton Jeanty could just back that up with a massive game today and kind of, thrust himself back into the meat of this conversation, that would certainly be big time. And again, I think he needs some of those big ones, though. You see the linemen. They should be coming in your screen here pretty soon. There they are, the Boise State linemen. They're all heading back in, and then they're going to get suited up and come on back out here to start the official warm-ups. We should have the kickers and punters coming out here in full uniform briefly to officially start the warm-ups. We are 64 minutes from kickoff, so it looks like this game is going to start at about 5 after. I guess it'd be about 3 after, based on it being 2:58. So don't be late. Kickoff's going to be right about 5:03, it looks like, here from Spartan Stadium. But Travis Hunter, everyone's talking about him. Ashton Jeanty needs to have a big game tonight, and I certainly think he can do that. Hey, Transportation Compliance Service, we're going to hear from Maddox Madsen in a second. Transportation Compliance Service, if you are looking for a job, they can help you out. Getting in the trucking industry maybe wasn't something you've thought about, but I highly recommend it. It is a great option, and it's a booming industry right now. So check it out, transcomservice.com. How about the Ashton Jeanty gear? You need some Ashton Jeanty gear for his 200-yard game tonight? Well, go on to the blueandorange.store.com and get it online, or go to the Boise Town Square Mall, the second floor there next to Pro Image, and they've got multiple racks right there in the front of the store for Ashton Jeanty gear. So a portion of the proceeds goes back into the pocket of Ashton Jeanty. So make sure you support Ashton Jeanty, support Boise State, and support the Blue and Orange store by buying some of his gear at the Blue and Orange store. Ahmed Hassanin, if he gets a sack today, you can go on Monday to Jackson's and get a coffee or fountain drink for 91 cents. 91 cents with a coffee or fountain drink at Jackson's if Ahmed Hassanin gets a sack today. And if Breezy Dubar, maybe this is the game he gets back in the end zone, you can get the hot dog and a soda for $1. Hot dog and a soda for $1 at Jackson's. And again, 25 cents from every hot dog sold goes to support the Horseshoe Collective at Jackson's. And speaking of food, how about Lean Feast? If you're looking for some meal prep, some meals for the week, highly recommend leanfeastmeridian.com. Leanfeastmeridian.com. 10,000 combinations, steak, chicken, shrimp, fish, turkey, you name it, ground beef. They got it all, and it's all customizable. You choose how much of what you want. And it's, again, saw Andrew Meadow walking out with 2 of them the other day, so from the practice facility. So they're feeding the basketball team. They're feeding the football team. They can feed you, too. They now deliver anywhere in the Treasure Valley, so make sure you check them out, leanfeastmeridian.com. mysignatureroofing.com. And I already mentioned them once, but Signature Roofing, mysignatureroofing.com is the website. They got re-roofs, they got repairs, they got inspections, they got estimates for free, all that great stuff. Check them out online, mysignatureroofing.com. They did a tremendous job putting a new roof on the Raines household a couple weeks ago, and I highly, highly recommend the staff out there at Signature Roofing. Check them out online, mysignatureroofing.com. And again, let's get 5 voicemails, speakpipe.com/BNN. Let's see if we can get 5 voicemails on the postgame show, and I'll come up with some sort of special prize. We'll put a gift card in a hat or something for those of you that's what we'll do. If you leave us a voicemail on the postgame show, we'll put we'll put all those names in a hat, and we'll raffle off some sort of gift card. And maybe it's a free subscription to BNN. Maybe we can make that happen. We'll figure something out here. But again, Boise State about to see their kickers and punters take the field. I'm looking to see there. Oh, here they come right now. By the way, this combination might be my favorite combination of all time. When you talk about the orange helmets with the retro logo, the white and the orange, they looked impressive on the graphics. Now that I see them in person, this might be my favorite uniform combination. So we'll show you some more of warm-ups. I want to hear from Maddox Madsen trying to bounce back from a rough game. Give us your Maddox Madsen projections. How do you think he's going to bounce back and do tonight? Let's hear from Maddox Madsen as we continue our live coverage. This is the Lithia Florida Boise pregame show. We are live at Spartan Stadium here in San Jose. Please subscribe if you can. $50 for a full year using that promo code BNN50 deal. All of Mike Prater's columns, all of my coverage, a daily email, a cool announcement coming on Monday. We are adding to the team, and I really think you're going to be excited about this. I found a diamond in the rough, and I'm adding to the team someone that I think you guys are familiar with on Twitter. I stole him away. I hired him, and I'm super excited to tell you more details on Monday about a new part-time employee that we're going to have at BNN, and that's all thanks to you guys and your subscriptions and stuff. So jump on in if you can. BNN 50 deal, $50 for a full year. If you can't do that, at least give us a subscription here on YouTube or Facebook or X. Like our broadcast, share our broadcast, tell your friends. And, again, we appreciate all of you for your support. Let's hear from Maddox Madsen briefly here as he tries to bounce back on Bronco Nation News as Boise State gets set to take on San Jose State in about an hour.
I was able to watch the game a little bit more in depth when it came to film. I don't know if I'd actually say it was my worst. There were certain things like the big-time critical errors is what I would say is kind of what made me feel like that. But moving forward, it was more like how can I focus on taking care of the ball like I have all year and kind of getting better in that aspect, especially this next game. They've got a good defense. They like to take the ball away, and so that was an aspect for sure that I focused in.
So was it one of those situations where it's not as bad as it seems in the moment?
Yeah, I mean, they always say it's never as good as it is, and it's never as bad as it is. So.
When you look at the number of people that ended up with the ball, I think 3 people caught passes versus like the last 4 weeks, there have been like 9 in every game. Anything that, as you look back on that, of how it only ended up with so few people's hands?
Yeah, I mean, not anything specific, but I did notice that was kind of interesting to me too, but it wasn't anything really specific.
Your legs, how much do you think that's underrated in terms of part of your game, and how, whether it's extending plays on your own or designed runs, like do you think that's something you can continue to utilize?
Yeah, 100%. I think I've noticed that, especially in the last couple of games of making more plays when it comes to using my feet. It's not something I like in the first thought of myself of like, I'm going to go run and make this play now, but it's instinct-wise and kind of stepping up and seeing lanes, and it's been a big deal, and I've enjoyed it. It's fun for me.
I know, I mean, Dirk's not going to call 10 QB runs, but do you think that is something that maybe you guys, whether it's an option here or there, or just some things where you can kind of tap into that a little more, you think? Or?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I know he's mentioned like taking hits is kind of where I'm at now. I've got to avoid those unnecessary ones, but I mean, I enjoy running, but I also think we have the best running back in the country that kind of can do that job for him, for sure.
Have you always been a runner? I know Spencer says a few weeks ago he found out he had a running quarterback, so I guess it was a little bit of a surprise for him.
Yeah, I mean, in high school I ran a little bit, but it's not like I would consider myself like an extremely running quarterback either.
Is that something that you want to keep adding to your game then, being a little bit more multi-dimensional?
Yeah, 100%.
So after you wrap up post-game press conference on Saturday, like what's the process for you like? Is you decompress, and then how long do you stay that way before you start to turn the page, Maddox?
Yeah, I mean, I wake up, I kind of go to sleep feeling the way I was, and then wake up and it's like, well, we won, and this next week's the most important one. So I feel like personally I'm pretty good at throwing that stuff behind me and kind of moving on.
With all that you guys are playing for, does that kind of make it easier to flip that switch like that?
I wouldn't say it makes it easier, but I almost have to, because if I get caught looking at what I've done compared to what I need to do, that will hurt me for sure.
What are the, for you, Maddox, like, is it easier for you to fix something physical or mental?
I would say probably, I don't know, I feel like mentally I'm pretty good, but physically for sure. I mean, it's easier to kind of look at something and fix that when it comes to physical wise than it is just thoughts brewing through your head for sure.
So what might you do to flush something like that, or regain confidence, or you meditate, or I don't know what it is you do, but like, or maybe it is just easier for you to move on?
No, yeah, I mean, I'm a big believer in like chilling myself out with breaths when it comes to that stuff. I catch myself if I get too worked up about something. It comes like taking deep breaths, like a few, and then it's kind of a reset. But I also, at that point, like, I guess I kind of try and separate myself from what I've done and just kind of focus on something completely different, whether it's who I'm talking to or certain things like that.
Where'd you learn that tactic to, maybe
Again, you're looking live here at Spartan Stadium. Sorry, our $80 webcam doesn't handle the picture too well when the sun is shining right in our eyes. So not the best quality. We're doing the best we can to show you the end where Boise State is warming up down here. And again, the orange pants, white jersey, orange helmet. I mean, Ashton Jeanty's going for 400 yards in this combo. I mean, it just looks unbelievable. It is awesome. This should be the college football playoff uniform combo. They may go to the Fiesta Bowl look, I guess, for a big game, but I would go. No, I don't. You don't need the blue helmet unless. What do you guys think of the blue helmet with the retro logo? Have they done that yet? Can we go blue helmet with the retro logo? I think that would be pretty cool as well. That would be fire if they could maybe do that. All right, so we got a couple of comments coming in. Somebody's asking if they're going to let me stay in this cabana the entire stadium. They are not, unfortunately, going to let me do that. They are not going to let me sit in the cabana the whole game, unfortunately. They've decided to I told them, hey, they said, you need anything else? I said, hey, we'll take a few cold ones, and, we'll just stay and watch the game here if that's okay. I got to be honest, right now with the sun in my eyes, it wouldn't be that much fun watching, but I guess that'll be down here pretty shortly. Our man, John Watts from Signature Roofing, just sent me a text. How about this? A $50 gift card to the Blue and Orange store for the best voicemail on the postgame show tonight. A $50 gift card to the Blue and Orange store, courtesy of Signature Roofing, for the best voicemail on the postgame show tonight. So when the game ends, go to speakpipe.com/BNN right there on your phone. And while I'm doing my interviews with Coach Danielson and the players, record your voicemail, your thoughts on the game, your player of the game, your feelings moving forward towards the CFP, what you thought of Jeanty, anything you got, get it in there. And then when the show starts, we'll play some voicemails on the postgame show. And the best one, courtesy of Signature Roofing, gets a $50 gift card to the Blue and Orange store. So thank you to My Signature Roofing. Thank you to John Watts, Signature Roofing, and again, the website, mysignatureroofing.com. The best voicemail on the postgame show gets a $50 gift card to our friends at the Blue and Orange store. So, no, it is not Max Rice joining BNN. This is more of more on the writing side. So, and again, a lot of you probably will have never heard of this person or have no idea who it is, but we're going to realize it's a pretty cool, pretty good get here. I'll tell you more about it on Monday. All right. Final thoughts here. We got to get ready for the game here. We're now under 50 minutes. And again, Boise State, a lot on the line tonight. It is going to be a unique atmosphere, a unique game, but this is the kind of game that you can't exactly have style points. I mean, you'd like them. That'd be great. But if you don't get it, you just got to win tonight. Survive and advance. Would you love to win this game 45-10? Would you love to blow them out? Yes, you'd love to. It'd be great, but it's probably maybe not going to happen in this one. So this is obviously a big one, and for a lot of reasons, Boise State just needs to find a way to win this game. So you'd like to see Jeanty go off. You'd like to see him put up a 70-yard touchdown run and be all over social media. That would be great. That's obviously the goal. But again, in the end, you just want to find a way for Boise State to win this game. And And then you hope you get some help. You obviously got Kansas playing BYU tonight. Maybe BYU stumbles. And next thing you know, in the rankings on Tuesday, I mean, that would be the perfect scenario. The perfect scenario is obviously Boise State winning impressively, getting some style points. Jeanty has a huge game, and then BYU loses tonight. And you look up in Tuesday's bracket, and there's a chance you're the number 3 or 4 seed in this tournament. That would just be absolutely crazy, but it is possible based on what could happen and things like that. But in the end, worse, like what just has to happen where you go to bed feeling okay. Boise State needs to have one more point than San Jose State. That's really it. Would you be disappointed? Were some fans disappointed, not even happy that they only beat Nevada by 7 and it wasn't the prettiest win? Yeah, I get it. But you got 3 games left, and I don't care if Army beats Notre Dame. I don't think Army is passing Boise State from 24 all the way to 13 if Boise State doesn't lose. I just don't see it happening. So if you're Boise State, you keep winning by 1 every game. Just win the game, move on to the next week. This is by far, I don't know if by far is the right word, but this is probably Boise State's toughest game left, and that counts the conference championship game because you'd be at home in that game. But definitely in the regular season, Wyoming and then Oregon State, this is your toughest regular season game left, and then you're obviously hosting the championship game if you win all of those, and you'd maybe be playing Colorado State, who's looks like a pretty good team, but you're at home, and I'll take my chances there in the championship against them. So a lot on the line for Boise State. You'd love to win impressively, but again, stay healthy and win big and win. Win big would be nice, but just win the game is the ultimate key for Boise State tonight. So some other big games on. Tennessee, Georgia is going to be fun. I'm jealous of all you guys getting to just watch this game on TV and have some food and drinks and hang out. I wish I could be there with you. So here comes some of the skill position players, the quarterbacks. They're all coming out. And again, these uniform oh, man, I'm usually not a big uniform combo guy. I think they should just wear all blue all the time, but this should be the permanent road one. This looks this is an incredible combo. Wait till you guys see it on TV. So appreciate you guys. Again, go subscribe if you can. BNN 50 deal gets you $50 for your first year at Bronco Nation News. At a minimum, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please tell your friends and go support the sponsors. Go get some Taco Bell. Go get some Lean Feast. Go buy a car at Lithia. Switch your bank to ICCU. All of our great sponsors that we've been telling you about. Please go support them because we would not be giving you an hour and 15-minute live free show here on YouTube if not for all of our great sponsors. So please go support the sponsors. Again, a $50 gift card to whoever gets the best voicemail. $50 gift card to the Blue and Orange store to whoever from our friends at Signature Roofing for whoever has the best post-game voicemail at the Signature Roofing and voice inbox, and that is speakpipe.com/BNN to leave that voicemail after the game. Give us about 30, 45 minutes for the postgame. We're going to go do the We're going to go do the interviews. We're going to set up inside the press box, and we'll have Spencer Danielson. We'll have players. We'll have highlights. We'll have reaction, thoughts, analysis. Watch that Kansas game on your big screen. Watch us there on your laptop or your phone or whatever, or vice versa. But watch the game, the BYU game with us on the postgame show. And, again, give us 30, 45 minutes, and we'll have that ready for you. So, no, the new BNN guy is not Ron Counts, and it's not Dave Southern. So it's neither of them. It's not somebody that's done much in sports media, to be honest. So you're going to find out on Monday. So appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you about 45 minutes after the game ends on the postgame show. Tell your friends. Go get some Horseshoe Collective Golden Ale. Go check out the watch party in Garden City. Go over to Garden City. Watch the game at their brewery, Western Collective. Get some Horseshoe Golden Ales and Orange Chaos Seltzers. If you post on social media yourself enjoying a Horseshoe Golden Ale or Taco Bell or Lean Feast, any of our food and drink sponsors, if you post yourself on social media and tag me so I see it, that you're having some food or drink from one of our food or drink sponsors, we'll come up with some sort of prize or giveaway for you as well. So appreciate you guys. Thanks so much. Enjoy the game. Big one for Boise State. Enjoy it, and we'll talk to you on the postgame show. Bronco Nation News live from Spartan Stadium. Thanks to all of our great sponsors and, of course, our title sponsor, rowpaint.com, ICCU, Taco Bell, Lithia, Florida, Boise, Jackson's, and Western Collective, our major sponsors. We are in the Western Collective studios. Again, Horseshoe Golden Ale, Orange Cat Seltzer. Go pick one up. Flip on over to KTVB Plus. Jay Tust is live right now with his pregame show. So head on over and watch some warm-ups with much fancier, more expensive cameras and a much better crew over on KTVB than our Shishawali show right here. But appreciate you guys. Enjoy the game. We'll talk to you on the post-game show. I want your thoughts. I want your voicemails. Boise State, San Jose State coming up on CBS Sports Network in 45 minutes. We'll talk to you later here in San Jose.
Bronco Nation News is presented by RowPaint.com, Idaho Central Credit Union, Taco Bell, by Lithia Ford, The Blue and Orange Store, Western Collective, by Jackson's, Snake River Pool and Spa, Transportation Compliance Service, Bauscher Real Estate, Ridley's Family Markets, by Circa Las Vegas, Lean Feast, and by Timberstone Golf Course.